queen of pro rugby is upon us as the Denver Stampede are in town taking on the Ohio Aviators. Good afternoon, I'm Dan Power, joined today by Fricky Lobsher and Fricky. Hollywood's greatest writers themselves couldn't write this any better. 1 versus 2 here today. A champion team is going to be crowned after 80 minutes of action.
Dan, absolutely. I mean, you couldn't script this better. It's the final game. It's a championship game, and somebody is going to walk away here with the trophy.
So many key players in both these sides. Firstly, Ohio, what a form team they are in pro rugby.
I mean, specifically on this pitch, they've been unstoppable. Denver got one over them early in the season. Denver's here back to make it right, so to speak, but I think it's going to be an uphill battle for Denver today.
And we take a look at Denver sitting atop the table. They are a fantastic side in their own right.
Listen, you don't get to the top of the table just by, not contributing. So if you look at the stats here, only that one loss, and that has contributed to, that happened. And you have the Aviators that will have to take them off the pedestal today.
Yeah, it makes a very, very mouth-watering clash coming up. Like you said, the only loss for the Stampede coming at the hands of the Aviators, and it was an embarrassing loss at home that they suffered. As we take a look at these lineouts now, and the home team first, they are an absolute class outfit, aren't they?
No, they are. I'm not telling you, one of the things that we have to take into account is I think it's going to be a big halfback struggle today. You have Sean Davies on the number 9 and Taylor Howden on 10, so you expect a lot of that. You have the loose trio for the Aviators that has to come to the party today. All of those gel today. It's going to be an uphill battle for Denver.
And some of those loose forwards in the top try scorers in pro rugby this year. Moving focus now to Denver, also a very impressive forward pack.
Yeah, no, absolutely. One of the key players there is Pietri van der Berg from South Africa. Now, he's been on this stage before. He's been in many, many finals. He'll be leading up the front. Like I say, it's going to be a big halfback combination battle. So keep your eyes on McGee, the fly half. I'm sure you're going to see some grubber keeps and some opportunistic play.
Yeah, it will be a war of attrition between these two sides, and it will come down to the very end as we look to crown our first champion right here in Obert, Ohio. Coming up, the kickoff and all the first half action. And welcome back. Warm, sunny conditions greeting us here in Ohio as we are moments away from this clash. We're going to take a look at these lineups now. First up, the home team, the Ohio Aviators, class 1 through 15, aren't they, Fricky?
No, let's look at the forwards. What a class act. It's as a team. You couldn't ask for better. Demetrius Beach and Jamie McIntosh. Like I said, that the whole team, you can mention them by the name, but that loose trio is what you need to keep an eye on. Going into the back line, Sean Davies, Taylor Howden. I believe that the battle is going to be won there. And then you have, a fantastic backline altogether. And like I said, Spike Davies there on the wing too to keep an eye on.
They've looked like a different side since the return of Taylor Howden in the fly half position. Shifting focus to Denver. They've got their work cut out for them, but they've got the personnel to do it.
No, they do. Like I said, for a final, it's going to be one great cracker of a matchup. once again, keep your eye on the 8th man, Pieter van den Berg. He's been at this stage, he's been in many finals, wealth of experience. He'll be manning the helm there for the forwards. Yeah, like I said, going back into the back line, you can name every player by name. You've got Chad London there on 13, but once again, the 9 and the 10 combination, you know, with the halfback combination with McGee, I think, you know, that will be the matchup today.
It's going to be exciting. This has become a fortress here at Obits. The keys to victory for Ohio to keep that reputation intact.
Yeah, no, for the Aviators, you know, they have a superior offense at the moment, so they're going to be using those wings really well. So the ball needs to be spread. You know, the rush defense has been really great, but, you know, in addition to that, they're going to have to put a sweeper in place. A loose trio have to apply pressure on the flyer for Denver, otherwise it's over. Then for Denver, the loose trio have to dominate the breaking points, otherwise it's going to be less ball in hand. Pieter van den Berg will help. And they have to create some space for the halfback combination.
We're going to go down on the field now for the national anthem of the United States of America. Well, it's official now. The stage is set. We're going to cross down to the third member of our team here this afternoon, Matt McCarthy, with the conditions down at pitchside.
Hey guys, the conditions are great, other than it's a bit balmy. I think it's 83 on the Mercury read, but it's actually a real feel of 85. The pitch itself is great. The grass is great. I don't think it's going to be a factor.
Beautiful sunny day today, and to have the final is just, it's amazing just being here. The ride's been fantastic.
And there you see these two sides split the results throughout the year. Denver, first round of the season, got a win in Denver. You remember those conditions, stark difference today in 2 feet of snow. And then Ohio, absolute dominance when they travel to Denver. And we are underway as Derek Summers gets his whistle in his mouth, and things are hot here, as Ohio will get first use of the ball as this comes down just short of the 40-meter line. Davey steps in, shifts it across to his right. They're looking to use the big boys to carry forward here. Good presentation. Davies comes to his left. Howden goes across to Calm, midfield. Davies finds Howden again, looking to run this out of their own end. Bailey, the big man, goes forward. Tahu. And they snuck up a little high there, Tahu. Referee plays on. Flat pass. McIntosh. They're up quick on the man known as Whopper, though. That offload goes to ground at the back. Suniula. Watch the footwork of Roland Suniula today. Always dangerous. He'll be on a high after his brother Shalom was named as one of the reserves to go to Rio with the men's 7 side. And there comes the clearing kick. Goes deep. And with these blustering conditions, you'd expect them to use that kicking game early on, Fricky.
No, absolutely. Yeah, it's all going to be about territory. And, yeah, that's the better part of 45, 50 meters kick. The forwards will be happy, and we'll see a line out here about 7 meters inside the half of Denver.
This first 10 minutes, always the feeling out period. Both these sides obviously familiar with each other. Ohio having a few weeks off. Denver lucky to escape last week out of San Francisco against a very, very plucky Rush outfit. We get our first look at the set piece. #1 hooker in the country at the moment. I'm sure your friend the Butcher will have something to say about that, but right now the crown belongs to Fenoglio, and that's not a great start. The conditions getting the better of the hooker there. That's not straight. What an opportunity early on here for Ohio to attack inside the Denver half.
Yeah, they're right inside the half. This is good. good position. See the Denver coach there on your screen for a split second. As we go back to this first scrum, and Dan, as you would well know, this first scrum is critical. This is where the forwards have their own sort of game within a game.
None better than the man known as Whopper. Jamie McIntosh has a cap for the All Blacks. He'll be taking on Chris Bauman, who's on his way to New Zealand. Signed a contract during the week. Big news out of Pro Rugby as Chris goes down to play in the Mitre 10 Cup. Davies' first scrum is solid. Ball's in. Look for Hutting off the back.
Great control over Hutting. Loud whistle.
A little bit of argy-bargy as the natives get restless early on.
No, Dan, it's just this way they say hello here in Ohio.
No handshakes. Got a little introduction to Ohio on the flight in, Fricky. The stewardess, she shouts out OH, and the rest of the plane IO, and I had no idea what was going on, but what a proud sporting state we find ourselves in.
Absolutely, we might see a little bit of that going on today too. Nevertheless, Taylor's going to do a precision kick here, and excellent clearance, finds the touch, and Ohio in a very, very attacking position, about 20 meters away from the try line.
Yeah, Denver were going to get ahead of this game. It was going to be through early dominance, having 2 weeks off. You'd expect a little bit of ring rust perhaps for the Aviators. They have an opportunity to blow that off very early here with this first line out. Bailey, the target, the big Canadian, does well. Davies shifts across to his left, finds Walden. He's dragged down just 5 short of the line. Very, very fit outfit. Now another penalty comes away.
Unfortunately, Denver just couldn't stand and stay on their feet, felling over the ball there. Loud whistle goes, penalty, quick tap, not on the mark. Referee's going to bring him back.
You have to think perhaps an early chance for 3 points here. And we talked briefly about it, but the scenarios for this championship game, it is a regular season game, but the championship on the line, there are many. One of which is going to be the bonus point for Ohio. As you see them elect for the try here, they've got to get 4 tries for the bonus point.
Yeah, I think this is the tell of the tale. If you look at there at Captain Courageous on your screen, number 9, Davies. Yeah, he opted for the scrum, so there's no, they're not making any secret of it. They need to score 4 tries, and they want to seal the game pretty early. There is a lot of scenarios, but a win will take it. But then again, Denver can't have any bonus points. If Ohio secured a bonus point and a win, there's nothing Denver can do from that point forward.
That's right. Just win, baby. Just win. And that's got to be the mantra for both these sides today. They can't worry about too many situations and scenarios.
Me too. You were talking about maybe taking the extra 3, and I think sometimes it's better to win the game, secure the game first, and then worry about the bonus points later. But in this instance, they want to draw first blood, and they want to put their dominance on the game early on.
Set piece almost center field here. You've got to watch these 2 gigantic wingers for the Aviators in Elkins and Davis. Just absolute monsters. Just 10 years ago, you wouldn't dream of forwards being that big now. The wingers, both 6'3", 6'4", weighing well over 240 pounds apiece, and then they can run.
And then they can run the 100 and probably 10 flat. Reminds you of a Jonah Lomo.
There we go. Cutting off the back there, goes for a run. He's been a great pickup from the Blue Bulls. Davies comes back to his left, finds Bailey again. Busy start for the Canadian Bailey. Big, tall, rangy lad. Got a big engine. He's been a very nice addition to this squad. Calm, one of the leading try scorers in the competition, Sebastian Calm. Ball's at the back. Pete Dahl goes in. He's going to have a big game here today, Pete Dahl. The hard man, and he's made his influence felt early on. Penalty comes for Denver. And there you talked about giving up that 3 points. Could come back to haunt them.
Absolutely. Like I said, in the championship games, a lot of times you can throw the stats away. It's what happens on the day and in the heart. Nevertheless, that's a lost opportunity, and Denver getting a chance to get out of jail here.
Will McGee will use this cross breeze to his advantage as he drives this up towards halfway. Good crowd coming today, as you would expect too. They've really embraced rugby here in Obitz, haven't they? We talked to one of the directors of the city here, and they've really taken it with both hands. We've got a tip of the hat and congratulate the city of Obitz for taking and welcoming Pro Rugby in. They've done a fantastic job.
Not even that, Dan. They've opened up their arms and their hearts so much so that next year there's a new stadium just down the road here, about 5 minutes away from where we are right now. It's an old racetrack that's going to be reinvented to be the home field for the Ohio Aviators. So something to look forward to. But here we go.
Here we go. Misses cue at the line out, and now we see one of those big wingers. Elkins just shoves away Garrity. Get out of the way, he says, as he takes it up towards the 22. Davies finds Howden. Crashed up midfield. Beautiful stuff there. The big boys start rumbling. Howden out the back. Waldorf. Danger. Gets the pass on. That's Mizell. Little handling error comes in from the fullback. And that's a huge sigh of relief for the Stampede as the Aviators are starting to look dangerous as they spread their wings.
Yeah, they're still there, but defense is holding up for Denver. And a great defense by that too. Once again, the Aviators are denied moving forward or getting over that advantage line, and this is a point of concern if this is the way it's going to go.
A lot of nerves. Both teams realise the significance of this game. We talked about that first 10-15 minutes, that feeling out period. Very physical as you take a look at the replay, and just a great tackle coming in there from Dustin Croy. Shut that down.
Yeah, man and ball at the same time. Not much you can do with that. Anyway, scrum down, Denver ball.
Timoteo. Good scrum from Denver, solid at the back. Vandenberg. Again, the handling. They have got the new balls out here today. Sometimes when they get the sweat on the balls, it can sometimes get a little tricky.
Yeah, I think Pietri Vandenberg will be disappointed with himself. That's an elementary mistake. I think in his own books he'll be very, very disappointed. But in hindsight, the Ohio Aviators getting the ball back in a very, very favorable position on the field. I see the back line out of your screen lying really, really deep. Once again, you get the idea that this might be something that they've planned in a practice session or two.
Yeah, still plenty of real estate down that blind side too for Hutting to go for a little stroll down there, and he's got the leading try scorer and Spike Davis, a man who is no stranger to finding his way to the try line.
Keep an eye on Drickus Hutting there. Excuse me, that's his dad. Richard Hutting. Bringing it down, referee adjudicated that Aviators brought that scrum down. The Wappa will have seen it differently.
He seems a little apologetic there. He may have actually just tried to sneak one past the ref and didn't get away with it. Always thinking the crafty veteran.
It's true. I think you can ask any prop in the world if they've ever brought a scrum down, and the answer to that would be no. Although stats will tell you something different.
Medicine, offering the largest
now, Tenolio, Australia on his first two throws. To get dialed in here. Just on Ohio's side of halfway.
Active individual.
Again, the wind playing havoc. That one not straight. And eventually they're going to have to change the tactics here, Denver, and start going towards the front of the line out, not letting the wind have a chance to move that ball.
Yeah, this wind's being really, really tricky, and a little, some gusts here and there. But a mistake nonetheless.
Ohio
going to get away with the scrum. We were talking about Richard Hutting. Now his dad, Drickus Hutting, a very, very famous lock for Northern Transvaal. Fantastic pedigree. So, great find for Ohio, great find for the USA. Big loss for South Africa is Richard Hutting. Whether he will stay in the United States or go back to South Africa or play international, wherever he stays, he's a fantastic find. Fantastic rugby player, fantastic pedigree.
Got Khamsaz on the other side, Harry's grandson.
That's right.
So what impressive pedigree we have here. Speaking of pedigree, the man Alex Elkins goes down the sideline, and he may have done a number on his opposite there, and Mike Garrity has stayed down after the fact. And now a penalty goes the way of Ohio. But the influence of those big athletic wingers starting to show early on here for Ohio as Garrity's still down getting some treatment.
Yeah, absolutely. Alex is one of, just a pure muscle. You have Vandenberg coming from the side, or at least adjudicated coming from the side. Let's have a look here in the hands of Alex Elkins. Look at it, 1-2 guys on him. It's not going to go down, or does eventually. Then you see Vandenberg not falling back, stealing the ball, and then Sean Davies taking him out. But the whistle is gone, and a penalty it is for the Aviators. Now, Dan, I need to ask you this. The first time was an easy kick for 3 points. They opted for the scrum. This is not exactly an easy kick, but it's definitely doable. What do you do know, knowing the first, 15 minutes or so has been gone.
It's a tough choice. Definitely a much more difficult decision out on this touchline with these conditions. It looks like Taylor Howden's not giving Sean Davies a chance to even look at this rugby ball, so they're going to kick for the sideline. Once Mike Garrity can get himself back to his feet, looks like his afternoon is going to be done here as he limps towards the sideline. He will be replaced, you'd think, by one of the replacement backs they've got on there. They've got quite a few. You've got Martin Knotzi.
Martin Kutsia. Good pronunciation there.
Lucky I've got the South African sitting next to me with those. There's a couple of tongue twisters in there you're going to have to help me with.
No, absolutely. That's the Dutch in there. It's always difficult to get those ones out.
And he's been the starting wing, Kutsia, for most of the season.
Well, it needs to be said, earlier today I had to ask Dan here how to pronounce some of the Denver roster names also, so Dan, thanks for that, I do appreciate it.
That's all right.
There's a couple of tongue twisters in there. All right, now Dan, here's one of the things the Aviators are brilliant at is they do the rolling maul, and I won't be surprised if this time around we see them go to the middle, set it up, and go for the rolling maul.
Well, they find cutting at the top there. They've gone right through. Denver not engaging, looking for the penalty. But Ohio very smart with the way they set that maul. They pulled out.
Which is setting it up.
Fawcett goes. Davies marshalling the troops. They go again. Just meters short of the line now. You can see that white stripe. That's the try line. Denver looking to defend. Ball is loose. Now the big man's got to be close. First try. Aviators on the board. It looks like the big man whopper, Jamie McIntosh.
Jamie McIntosh, you beauty. You are not going to stop him that close to the try line.
Well, the man is built like a Mack truck, and you would probably need something just as big to try to stop that lump from getting over at close range.
Yeah, in a one-on-one situation, you're going to put your money on him just about every time. Let's have a look at this. Pick and go. Just muscle points between themselves and Denver. The crowd will tell you.
Flags stay down as that one drifts across the face. Score remains 5 points to 0, but the all-important first try comes the way of the Aviators. An early lead here after 14 minutes in the first half.
Yeah, for the folks back home there, for Ohio needs 3 more for that bonus point. Let's just revisit what needs to happen here. A win for either team will... Let's look at this try one more time. Over he goes, muscles his way. The crowd back home, a win will take it for either team, but bonus points do come into play.
Kickoff is back underway. Mizell does well as we see the end there of that Jamie McIntosh try. And the turnover comes the way of Denver. That's the restart you want after giving 5 points. McGee put it up high. Poor Zach Mizell all by himself under that ball, and Kutsia, the new man, got down there in a great rush and put the good shot on as well that forced the turnover.
Yeah, Kutsia, I mean, also another pedigree from South Africa. Great, rugby family tree, in the last name there with Uncle Harry. But let's go back to where we are on the pitch. The last thing the Aviators want to do is get 5 ahead and then give 5 or 7 back. So this is important to orchestrate that rush defense. Now, also keep your eyes on McGee, the fly half for Denver. Very, very dangerous man.
Yeah, his combination with Timoteo. They lost Niku Krieger to a knee injury. What a luxury, though, having Timoteo to step in, the veteran player. Ball to back now. Vandenberg down the blind side. Ferrarini comes at him, drags him down as he drifts across field. Another penalty. Referee Summers looking to blow the whistle early. Timoteo looks to go quick off the mark as we will come back. Perhaps a little knock on. We'll get the arm signal out there. Yeah, looks like he may have got him for a knock on the restart.
Oh, that's crucial mistake, Dan. Crucial. Once again, you have the penalty, so the options is right there to be on the attack, and then the tap. It's just a tap and go, and it goes array, and all of a sudden the advantage is back into Ohio's favor.
Certainly is, those little things. They're going to have to bounce the way of Denver here today if they're going to get the win. We talked about the home record of Ohio Aviators. It's absolutely impeccable. Not only have they not lost at home, they haven't even been close at home. And the worst result they had was unable to put 50 on San Diego in just horrific conditions here a few weeks ago. Everyone else, they've absolutely trounced here.
Yeah, but you know, going into a final, that can also count against you. You don't want to look at those kind of stats as a team and think it's going to be a walk in the park, specifically in a final matchup. But it's still early stages. There's still a lot of rugby to be played. So scrum is set. Davies is going to feed the scrum. Keep an eye on the 8th man. He would like to control it, and we need a good ball to the back line. Most likely going to put some air onto it and to get some relief.
There we go. Good scrum. Scrums have been pretty solid today from both sides. At the back, Davies finds Howden, puts it on the right boot, high. The wind drags it down well over halfway, almost back to the 40 of Denver. D'Archibald, he'll bring it back. Tries to get under that ball. Chase is there. Davies, he's swamped though. D'Archibald right over the top of him. Ohio do well to recover though. Suniula steps into scrum half. Tips across. There's some value here if they can get one more pass. Elkins drifting across field there. Kind of hurt his outside player in Waldock as he tucked that under the wing and drifted. Waldock now steps in. Bailey, another carry from the big man. This one, Lusso. Collins with the turnover. Timoteo. Katsia. Charges in, he's isolated, needs some help. Lucky to get away with the penalty there, not releasing the tackle. He's got, looks like, Dylan Fawcett over the top there. And there's the carry from Bailey as that gets loose, and then the turnover.
Yeah, great defense. Turnover was forced. Penalty conceded. All of a sudden, Denver's finding themselves way deep around the 22-meter line for Ohio. The lineup to come. Nice set piece.
Fenolio, he'll be on the opposite side this time. Let's see if this helps at all with the throws. Goes back. Great take there. Vandenberg taken in the air though. Now a choice here for Denver. They elect for 3 points.
Referee said he was brought down in the line out. Could have gone either way. Nevertheless, penalty is against Ohio.
Got Kyle Bailey there, the young Canadian, reaching across and bringing Vandenberg down. Let's see what Summers has to say to Davies.
Laying the rule out there for Davies, but you know, same thing here. Denver is definitely going to go for, you know, for gold.
They're going for it as well, down by 5.
They know that the bonus point for them will hurt Ohio. Makes that passage to victory so much more difficult, the pathway.
Try to maul this forward, Denver. Vandenberg again at the back, advantage coming their way. They go around to the left. Still with the forwards. Look to sweep to the right there, then readjust. Timoteo to his left, finds McGee. Crossfield kick. Doesn't get all of it. Chase is good. Collision in the air. Big collision in the air.
Oh, we might see a red card here or even a yellow. It's going to be a penalty try. We're going to see something. Spike Davies, did he go for the ball or did he not? But there was an arm and a bit of a push, a shovel. So referee, well, somebody is getting a card.
He's come back for the advantage earlier. One of the players seems to be, looks like McTiernan, trotting off to the sideline. I'm not sure if he did get a card or not. It looks like he is yellow carded for something earlier.
Yellow card.
Yeah, McTiernan gets a yellow card, the lock forward. Aviators down. Here we take a look at the replay, Fricky. Let's see what happens here.
See at the end, oh, you did. Ooh, very controversial ending there. Spike Davies go up, try to get the ball. Got ball and man at the same time. I think that's all good. It's rugby. It was a different sport. We could have called it, but
it looked a little worse from that first angle. Like, but he was just playing. He was trying to get that ball out, so Croy couldn't get it down. Swinging arm was in his back. Let him play. Let the wingers play. They're tough, those wingers. They love it.
That's what they do.
There you go, Denver though. The pressure remains on here for the Aviators as Timoteo gets his ball in. Good platform, Vandenberg waiting patiently at the back. Timoteo goes back inside the Vandenberg. Runs past his own player. Clean out solid. Timoteo, Bauman goes. Slow ball, stagnant ball. They're going to use the forwards again. Big man in Bauman looking to get involved as well. McGee shifts it across. Outside, London breaks free. Can't get the ball away, dragged down just short, reaches out for a second time, and it's a try. Denver, they're back on the board, 5 points apiece.
Take a bow, son. That was a fantastic try. Show of the hands, the dummy. Got tackled, momentum took him over. We'll have a look. Here at the replay in a bit. I also felt that Denver got a little lucky. It was almost a bit of an obstruction running way earlier in the move. Nevertheless, the ref didn't spot that. Let's look at this backline move. That's the tail end of it. A bit controversial, but you get a chance to place it, and that will go down as momentum carrying him over. Definitely grounded that ball well. That's 5 points. Scores are level with the kick to come.
This is a tough kick for McGee too, on his favoured side, but this wind will do him no favours. There you see Chad London. Disappointed last week with his performance. Thought he was a little quiet against San Francisco. He was quietly confident of a big game here today. Conversion unsuccessful. We are all tied up here. 18 minutes left to play in the first half. 5 points apiece. Not the usual high-scoring stuff that we've seen from the Aviators. This is turning into quite the arm wrestle.
Absolutely, back and forth, 5 apiece.
There is the man, Chad London, the Rhinoceros, out of Johannesburg in South Africa. Outstanding young player, capped for the USA Eagles. Big things coming his way.
Taylor Howden to get the game going again for the Aviators. Probably looking for a nice hanging ball for his forwards. Off we go.
It's a good restart from Howden. Rock under pressure there from Fawcett, comes through, comes back to Vandenberg, who recovers. Timoteo finds McGee in the pocket. Kick across field to Davis. Rolling the dice here on the youngster. He's going to bring this back. He's met though. As Dahl drags him down on the 40. Davies looks to go down the blind side. Messy play, ball, ping-pongs around. They have to go back for it out there. It might be Hutting.
Hutting, yeah, Hutting saving the day there. Denver diving onto the ball. It's going to be a penalty. It's going to bring some relief. Great work by the 8th man. Like I said, he's all over the field.
Denver.
Strong, powerful young man. Quick, fast. Most likely saved the try right there. But nevertheless, as we move on, Alden with the kick to try to bring some relief. See if he can look at that. 1-2, and as he goes down, Denver goes over the ball and off their feet.
Ohio.
Yeah, that second Denver player in there. Probably just had to stay out. I kind of felt like Troy was over the ball. He may have got the penalty for not releasing on Hutton, but that's the way the cookie crumbles sometimes. We talk about the reach of pro rugby, not only locally in Obits, but domestically in the US. It's watched internationally. We have some big celebrities who are fans as well. I just got a message there from former WWE champion JBL, John Bradshaw Layfield, the man with the clothesline from hell. He's tuning in, watching today, so a big hello to JBL as he gets ready for all the action. The WWE, wouldn't he have been a handy rugby player with that big clothesline of his?
I would have loved to have him in my team when I was playing back in the day.
No, if he didn't figure out a way to whack you with that, he'd figure out a way to cheat something. One of the great heels of WWE. As we'll get focused back here on the rugby. A nice little penalty here. And this is a real big decision outside the 22 in front of the post, whether or not you take the 3.
Well, Danny, remember, Ohio is still a man down, so we're playing 14-15. Don't forget that. It's about 5 minutes to go. So I would very much like to tell you that the right decision might just be to take any points as an offer.
Well, it's 14 on 14 now as Tamana Tahu is showing a yellow card, much to his amusement. He's not too sure what it was for, but now they will be at 14. Ohio will have 15 back on for probably about 5 minutes while Denver remains a player down. It looks like Davies here will elect to go for the post and put 3 on.
Well, with that face, you can definitely say he's definitely not agreeing with the decision. And, you know, rightfully so. Look at this, Dan. You know, just as we thought, Captain Davies is going to decide to drill 3 points through. You know, first of all, we got to secure the win. The rest will come.
Yeah, absolutely. I think if you put some points on the board, it also changes the way Denver has to play. They have to play catch up, a little bit of desperation. Some opportunities might open up for them. As we look here at the man known as Captain Courageous, Sean Davies. The crowd tells the story as they applaud that kick from Sean Davies out of BYU. Now here in Athens, Ohio, playing for the Aviators. 3 points on the board, 8 points to 5. 14 left to play here in the first.
Yeah, fantastic kick for a moment there. You thought the wind might push it out, but held on, and 3 points is 3 points. Find ourselves 8-5 Ohio.
High restart, sits up in the wind. Good contest, comes down. Again, that man, he's been outstanding here today. Howden shifts across to his left, tough pass in front of Bailey, goes under the legs of Whopper. McIntosh goes back for it. They do well to recover here. Davies will move this to his right, finds Howden. Flat pass across, Federini. Another one of those international players out of Italy. Howden, cross field, loves to play at the line. Howden finds Suniula, breaks through, looks for some support. Looks to flick out the back, no one there, comes down now to Davis. He's taken down right on the halfway, Ohio on the attack. Yeah, some helter-skelter stuff, ball goes straight down, unplayable. We're going to pack a scrum, it'll still be with the Aviators though.
Oh, what a fantastic passage of play. From one side to the other side of the field, and once again, there's going to be a scrum down nevertheless. Ohio have retained possession. And if you look at the players here, it's brutally hot. See a knee there, the water is being run onto the field. There in your picture you see the 22 for Denver. How about that break?
Suniula, he's got amazing footwork. I remember years ago we were at a sevens camp out in San Diego together, and I kept getting stuck with him on one-on-one defensive drills, and I almost cried. I mean, one-on-one, I just couldn't. I went between Roland Suniula, Shalom Suniula, and Threaten Palama. I had 3 of the hottest steppers in USA Rugby, one after another, and it broke me down. I was a broken man on my knee. I was like, I cannot do this anymore. Just give me someone who doesn't step. So his footwork is outstanding.
Isn't it amazing from a young age that, you know, I believe that's just what you get taught. I know you get born with it, but then again, you know, ages 2 to 3 is when they start coaching that kind of thing. So for the folks out there that's got kids that want to get into rugby, the sooner the better, the younger, you get them involved in the game.
Yeah, that's the key, isn't it? It's the youth. Once you've got a rugby ball in your hands from a young age, a lot of the stuff that's second nature, you know, in countries that play a lot, your South Africa's, New Zealand's, Australia's, England's, all through the UK. It's stuff that you learn as a kid in the backyard, just playing silly, you know, pick-up rugby games. And that's going to be prevalent here in the next few years as this first crop of youngsters starts coming through. And now they have a home in pro rugby as well, which is outstanding. Back on the attack as Warlick loses his footing just inside the 40. Davies goes in, comes down the blind side, calm. Uses that big right foot step of his to straighten the attack and goes through. Ohio do well, they secure possession. Davies caught up. Calm now, drifts across field. Looking for some options. Samastays with the good tackle, brings him down on the 22. Strong young kid, only 19. Incredible the size of him at 19. Suniula dances back in, looks to break some tackles. Ball pops out. Ball beach, may have been a little knock on. There is a little knock on there. We're going to pack a scrum down. While we've got this break in play, we're going to welcome a very important man, the Director of Rugby for Pro Rugby, Steve Lewis, a name familiar to most in the US. Steve, First of all, congratulations on what an amazing first year as you find yourself in a Cinderella situation here with 1 and 2 playing for the championship today.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic combination, and I couldn't have scripted any better. And Obet's here today. Look at this full crowd, sunshine, good rugby. What's not to like?
Let me ask you, 12 months ago, 10 months ago when this was all going down, Obet's Ohio is a name that's put in front of you. Did you have to get the map out?
Had to get the map out.
Or Google these days, but haven't they just embraced it? I mean, look at this crowd, not only the crowd, but the entire city there just behind it. It's been fantastic.
Yeah, well, it was really Paul Holmes, as one of the assistant coaches for Ohio, really drove it and introduced us to this opportunity, so we have him to thank for that. But Obet's, the people in Obet's have been superb, very cooperative, and they've really made this a rugby hub now.
Denver, they're going to look to work this out from their own end. They come out. See ya. We're on the outside, dancing to the sideline. And that's a dance you're never going to win. The sideline always gets the player as he puts his foot on the paint. And now the Aviators with a chance to attack off this line out. Just under 10 minutes to play here in the first.
Yeah, no, the sideline won, and my man, the Butcher, has got to do some precision throwing into the line. Great field position, but the Jumpers needs to get the ball. Won't be surprised if it's at that Richard Hutting right in the middle. Seems to be calling for it.
Yeah, they go to Hutting again. Brings this ball down as it comes short just to the 40. They're going to attack out to the right through Howden with the ball now. Short pass. Ferrarini goes up to the 40. So Steve Lewis joining us, for those who are just tuning in, Director of Pro Rugby, big collision midfield. Not to get too far ahead of ourselves, Steve, but moving on, 2017, what can we expect?
Well, we'll be looking to expand. Obviously, that's all about venues and appropriate venues, finding those. But yeah, certainly looking to go to possibly 8 teams.
That's it? Nothing else? Can't give us a little clue?
Can't really comment till
Oh, they're always.
the contracts are signed. We've got to be very careful what we say.
Now, I think people are going to have a better time getting over Donald Trump's wall than they are getting information out of you on expansion. So what are your predictions for the game here today? Very tight early on, 8-5.
Yeah, I thought it was a very sort of nervy start from both teams. Actually, a few more errors than you typically see. It seems to have opened up in the last 10 minutes or so. Obviously, it's not just about winning it. There's pressure on Ohio to score 4 tries. There's bonus point implications for both sides. So it's going to be a nervous next 50 minutes for players and coaches.
Oh, there's so many plots, isn't there, on so many levels. It just makes it, like you said, we talked in the pregame, really you couldn't script this any better. You couldn't have cooked this up at the start of the year and say, this is how it's going to end, and then this is what we get. It's just fantastic. There's Denver. They all think that penalty is fantastic because it gives them a chance to get out of their own end. They would love some more points going into the break. They'll have the advantage in the second half, Ricky, with this win. It seems to have really turned into Ohio's favour here. It's blowing diagonally to the bottom left of your screen.
Yeah, no, Dan, I was thinking exactly the same thing going into the second half with this win. You definitely do not want to play against it. Ohio will have, there will be some questions to be answered for Ohio going into the second half in regards to the win. And Hutting stealing that. That's fantastic work there by the 8th man.
Well, hasn't he been outstanding? Man in the red scrum cap, Richard Hutting. Out of South Africa, what a pickup. Late in the season, he came to the Aviators, and he has made his influence. He got man of the match a few weeks ago for them, their last game against Sacramento. Not only does he get the steal, but now the penalty.
Yeah, no, fantastic. And this will help him get out of jail a little bit. Trying to get some relief here. As you see, Howden's got the ball under his arm. There's only one thing that's going to happen here, and he's going to look for distance and some more.
You know, Steve, we talk about a guy like Richard Hutting, you know, what an opportunity for the players, but away from that, just a whole competition, you know, in its unity and in its entirety, coaches, referees, everyone's got a chance now to lift their game.
Yeah, but I think that's one of the sort of common misconceptions. We just think about players, but you've got 15 coaches now, you've got 5 referees who are being paid to do full-time rugby, so broadcasters, managers, physios, everyone's getting an opportunity as this sort of rugby ecosystem expands a little bit.
The broadcasters have been outstanding. I'll just give you the tip on that one.
Tip top.
Well, you saw the general there and Howden kicking a long cross kick. a sudden, Ohio finds himself right in the thick of things, right on the 22 of Denver. Referee said it was a knock-on. Forwards for the Stampede, not very happy, nevertheless.
Yeah, very messy there. Going against Denver. Just take a look at the replay. Oh, very unlucky on that call. Ohio were in amongst that, all over Timoteo offside. That should be a penalty to Denver. And unfortunately, referee Summers, he got that one wrong, and that one could come back to haunt Denver.
Well, look at the Aviators with about 5 minutes to go. Captain Davies decided it's time to go. Time to put the afterburners on. Some Top Gun Maverick stuff right where we want to see here, because the Ohio is definitely backing themselves for the 5. And also remember, they've got 15 on 14. Their players back on the field. They got back to full strength.
And we thank Steve Lewis for his time as he departs to enjoy the rest of this game. And we talk about big chance here for Ohio. Put some points on late. Scrum is solid. Hutting at the back, comes across field. Davies to Davis.
Well stopped there. Great defense from Denver to keep him at bay.
Counter ruck is very big. Another knock on there, and it's getting very, very testy out there between both these sides. The temperature, not the only thing that's soaring here today, as both these sides are a little bit frustrated. You get the feeling with not only the way they're playing, but the way this game is evolving right now.
No, absolutely. And I mean, if it was always going to be like this. Team, you know, the top 2 teams facing off. They're facing off for glory, the trophy, for gold, for bragging rights. Very historical day for rugby in the United States, as this is the first final. And whoever wins here today will be crowned as such. First team to lift the cup in pro rugby. At the moment, Ohio is 3 points ahead of Denver. 4 minutes to go in the first half. This is crucial. Can they put more points on the board?
As we get reset here. They've looked more comfortable, haven't they, Ohio? Especially the back line, they've moved the ball. I can't remember seeing Denver really shift the ball. They've defended an awful lot in this first half.
They have. It's the rush defense for Denver that's keeping Ohio under pressure. So definitely kudos to Denver for that beautiful rush defense, not creating any space. You know, looking at the score here, let's say it stands the way it is, and Ohio would win it with 8-5. They would still lose the championship, because Denver will pick up a bonus point for losing with less than 7.
Howden to the line, offload, doesn't go to hand. And there it is. You see these Denver players are starting to get very, very frustrated with Derek Summers here. All their arms going up in the air, looking for what appeared to be a clear knock on. And they'll have this scrum. Still in trouble, though, as they're camped inside their 22.
Then in your picture, you see Pietri Vandenberg, the captain. Lots and lots of experience. He's at the helm of the ship. He's got to make sure that the Stampede forwards and the Stampede team cross the victory line today. He's right there on the ground competing.
Crouch!
Young Davis there, the winger.
Fine!
To Mateo. Little general. Vandenberg off the back. Carp tries to drag him down, finally does on the 22 of Denver. To Mateo finds the Archibald. Look to drive this ball up the wind, brings it back in. Mizell on the run, great pickup. He's crunched. Elkins. Equally so by Diarch for the fullback. Still though, Ohio in good field territory here as they shift it across. McIntosh, he'll go up towards the 40, the big man. That's loose. Dahl still going for it. Ball spills out the back. Davies forced to go back for it. It's breakdown, very, very messy. Ohio do well, they recover possession. Slow ball coming out. Bailey at the back. Short little tip on, they look to reset. Force it. Cross field. Denver's defense up to the task thus far. Here they go now, Howden. There's the step from Howden. Again, chopped down midfield. Pete Dahl. Those two have played a little bit together in Tiger Rugby. He knows how dangerous Howden can be. McIntosh. Meisel, great hands out to Elkins. Vandenberg misses the tackle. Elkins. Oh, the offload to Davies doesn't go. Finds the ground. And London sweeps around and clears his ball.
Still in play.
Sits up nicely. Denver can't get a handle on it. Referee Summers, does he blow the knock on? He's playing advantage, Ohio. Elkins with the ball, bustling up. Over the halfway line still with Ohio. Davies to his right, finds Beach. McIntosh, such a big man, drags one forward with him. Davies, slow ball, finds Howden. Waldock will kick, not a bad option. Finds grass. And the sideline. Nice option there from the young Englishman.
Yeah, saw the gap, lots of real estate. Got the grubber kick over there and playing for position. About 9 seconds to go. If you look at your clock, there was some stoppage, but this could very well be the last line out of the first half. For those South African viewers out there, if you look at Alex Aitken, the wing, he does sure remind you of a Neil Berger. If you look at his build. Has that same sort of bulkiness in him and very, very, very hard to bring down.
5, the Aviators, they have the early lead. We will go down to the field in just a moment to catch up with Matt McCarthy and the Ohio coach. But very, very tough first half, wasn't it?
No, extremely tough. There's a bit of frustration from the Denver players, also from both sides. You just saw it in your screen. Pieter van den Berg, the captain, having a word there with the sir, asking him to explain a bit of, how he sees it and back a bit back and forth. Well, nevertheless, we're going to go over there to Matt McCarthy.
Yeah, head coach of Ohio, Paul Barford. Matt?
Yeah, hey fellas, I'm here with Coach Paul Barford. Coach, you're on top 8-5, but you're in a bonus point need situation. What goes on in the halftime talk now?
We just got to be more clinical with our passing. We're just one pass away. We're not quite reading their defense. They've had some forwards in the back line that we need to attack. But I think we're just a little bit more clinical in the second half would be okay.
Any injuries creeping up on you?
No, I think we're good. All
right, best of luck, Coach. Back to you guys.
Yeah, very calm Paul Barford there as he goes to the sheds, up by 3, but still chasing that bonus point. After 40 minutes in Obert, Ohio, it's the Aviators in the early lead, 8-5, and it's a war of attrition. When we come back, all the highlights from the first half.
And welcome back, beautiful Obits, Ohio here, week 16 of Pro Rugby. And we are going to crown a champion here today. And our very own Matt McCarthy, a man of the people, was amongst the people. And he asked the hard-hitting question of what should we name the Pro Rugby Championship Cup?
Hey guys, so while the action's going on and we got the break, we're going to come over here and ask the fans who name the team to name the trophy, because the trophy is nameless right now. What you got any ideas for us, sir?
Universal Galactic Champions.
The Universal Galactic Champions.
Professional Super Champions.
Professional Super Champions. That would be the yeah, okay.
The Americans Champion.
Americans Champion. Merc Champion, like that, sir?
Now you're not a communist champion.
Spartan Champion. So we're going with a bowl, a cup, a plaque? It is a cup. It is a cup. Ma'am?
Haka Cup.
The Haka Cup, but we're in America.
They can start learning it and start tradition going when they win.
Spread some culture.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like the Patriot Cup.
This man right here is American. He said the Patriot Cup. The Patriot Cup. Hold that, Zach.
I'm with him.
I'm with him. Young lady, do you have any ideas? Good. Don't talk to strangers. That's excellent, sir.
America's Cup.
America's Cup. That's a boat thing, so we can't do that. We'll get sued.
Tommy Boy Cup.
The Tommy Boy Cup because
It's named after the best rugby movie, Tommy Boy.
Chris Farley did actually play rugby.
Okay, I don't know where this is coming from, but Mudslinger Cup.
Mudslinger Cup. Mudslinger Cup. That's a plug that we're not going to put it in there. Sir, you got one for us?
The Curly Cup. Larry, Curly, and Mo.
Are you saying that rugby players are stooges?
It just works. No question.
Dan, Fricky, we got a lot, but I'm going with the Patriot Cup. I like that one. Back to you.
Yeah, interesting stuff to say the least there from Matt McCarthy and the fans who have come in here in force today to watch this round 16 clash. When we come back, all the highlights from the first half and then the second 40 coming your way. Don't go away.
And welcome back. Beautiful Obitz, Ohio. 40 minutes are in the book here in this championship game as the Aviators hold on to an 8-5 lead over Denver. And we're going to take a look now at some of the highlights from this first half. And not a lot of your typical highlights, only 2 tries from the first half.
Yeah, let's look at this pure strength from Jamie McIntosh to bring the first points on. Then you see this conversion by Davies, but it was kind of pushed by the wind. And then a fantastic try there by London to bring the scores leveling it up. And then we had another conversion kick by Sean Davies to edge through with 3 points.
Yeah, that leaves us at the score at 8-5. Your thoughts on the second half from both sides?
Yeah, I mean, look at it. Possession was all Ohio, in the first half. But now that with changing the fields, the wind favoring Denver, it's going to be a very, very interesting second half.
It certainly will be. Both teams with everything to play for. 40 minutes of action left to play for the season. A champion will be crowned, so don't go away. The second half will be up next.
It's about scaling new heights, overcoming obstacles, tackling what comes at you. It's about digging deep, defying the odds, adjusting on the fly, and persevering whatever the conditions may be. It's about being tough, rugby tough. And the last thing you need to worry about is your kit. Champion System and the Professional Rugby Organization. New, exciting, and tough. Rugby tough. Get your rugby tough on with Champion System.
Down onto the field now with Matt McCarthy and head coach of Denver, Sean O'Leary.
Thanks, guys. I'm here with my fellow Irishman, head coach of Denver, Sean O'Leary. Sean, you guys are down by 3 points, but there is that bonus point thing going on here. What's the strategy going in the second half?
It's about winning the game. It's a typical final. It's full of energy, tense. You can feel the energy around the stadium, and it's a cracking first half. We want to win the game. Best team wins the game and wins the championship. So we didn't even discuss bonus points, and you just mentioning it now. Yeah, it looks good, but we haven't discussed that at all.
Can you give us an update on Mike Garrity?
We're going to hold off on that. We'll get another look this afternoon after the game, and we'll get the doctors to really look at it. We just strapped it up, put some ice on it, and just it's a huge blow for us. Fan favorite in Denver, but it is what it is. It's part of the game, and we'll play on.
Copy that. Thanks. Back to the booth, guys.
Thank you very much, Matt and Sean. Their second half is underway as we count down the final 40 minutes of our inaugural season. And Denver will get first use of the ball. They crash it forward to the big man, known as Uncle Fester, Luke White. And there we see that wind starting to play advantage as Elkins can't get a handle on that first kick. Does well to go back for it. There's no threat if either one of these big wingers returning this kick, is there? They're not going to kick it back. They're running it all the way.
No, they're always going to carry it up. Love the running, they back their strength and speed.
Ohio press into Denver's half here through Howden.
Lots of space here for the back line.
Great little unders line there from Suniula. Just gets his nose through, but it's dragged down. Waldock, London, comes at him, gets over. Can't get the ball though as Davis goes in. Bounces away from a few tackles. This is a dangerous Spike Davis. And now Ohio inside the 22 and they're on the attack. Long floating pass. Bailey does well. Straightens up off that left foot of his. They've got numbers to the left. Can't go quick. They get the penalty though. That's a nice little breather there for Ohio. And now a shot to put on 3 points.
Yeah, no, loud whistle there by the referee saying that their back line is offside. Marginally, but offside is offside now. On your screen you see Van den Berg picking it up and going, but the penalty wasn't against him. Nevertheless, Sean Davies is going to tee it up, and he's going to try to stretch that lead with 3 more.
Yeah, I really feel they should have been doing this in the first half, is just putting points on the board, making life difficult for Denver, knowing that they were going to play into this strong breeze in the second, and then really go after those tries. 3-point ball game. Davies now just inside the 22.
Yeah, like Coach Leary said, first things first, you got to win the game. And I think that's the mentality moving forward for both sides.
No mistake from Davies there, right through the post, 3 more points on the board. That takes us out 11 points to 5. Ohio in the lead.
Make that 13.
Yeah, Ohio just stretching that lead with 6 more, so there's with the re-kick to come.
And as we get restarted here, joined by another guest, newly appointed CEO of USA Rugby, the man, the myth, the legend, Dan Payne. Dan, thanks for joining us here today.
Well, thanks for having me, guys.
We'll get the trivial stuff out of the way first. Your thoughts on the game thus far?
Well, it's been a great game. I mean, look at the crowd, the weather, the physicality, the officiating, everything. The greatest thing about it is if you go back and you look at four months ago and you look at the standard of play now, it's just been on such an upward trajectory. It's great.
Here we go, Denver through Vandenberg, the big man. Springbok legend brings it back into the 40. Now, Dan, very interesting last couple of months as they come out now. We'll cut back to you, Dan. Hashim Tahu doesn't go to hands. Croy had real estate in front of him. But Dan, interesting last month for you. Not only appointed CEO, became a father as well for the first time. How has the last month been for you?
It's been busy, but it's I wouldn't want it any other way. It's nothing like having a child, obviously, but the opportunity and the excitement towards trying to replicate this environment here in as many places as we possibly can is something that I'm really excited for.
So you're a good sport. You open yourself up to a Twitter Q&A today of Ask Payno. So we've got a couple of questions that have come in, some anonymous, and then some we'll give them a shout out as well. Now the first one, mate, what are the plans to unify fractions in the game at college and club level and help focus talent and resources on long-term success?
Well, I think there's a lot of different stakeholders environment right now. And I think we just need to continue. Everybody's done everything that they have, regardless of the aspect of the community that they're in, for what they believe is for the best of rugby, right? And we just need to keep pushing people to work with that goal and end. This is going to be a real political, middle-of-the-road, boring answer for you. And I don't want you to take away from announcing some mom or dad's kid's performance out there with me dribbling.
I thought the most nervous you could ever make me was in camp, making me do the Thunderdome, but I actually feel worse now. You're giving me those eyes again. As Will McGee, Mrs. and Mrs. McGee, he makes no mistake. They're actually here watching the game, not on TV there at Obits. Makes no mistake, brings that 3 back, 11 points to 8 now after 5 minutes in this second stanza. All right, Johnny Lewis from Johnny Lewis Films asks, we talk about professional rugby. Now there's talk of a Pro 12 franchise joining in the US, setting up camp in the US, probably on the East Coast. What are your thoughts on that, and do you think it can work?
Oh, I think we're America. We can make anything work. You know, we find solutions when there's an opportunity and there's you know, a situation that people can benefit from. I think we always have a good way of making things work. You know, something that's never been done before. Pro rugby wasn't done before 5 months ago, and Doug and his group have done that now. So, you know, I wouldn't say anything's beyond being accomplished.
Denver look to work this out. No, they're going to try to use the wind advantage. That one straight down the throat of Davis, though, as he spins away from the attention, but bundled into touch. And that's a big confidence booster for the Denver defense, who were more than willing to take on the challenge of Spike Davis here this afternoon. Mate, speaking of that, the landscape, you talk about pro rugby. Where do you see the future of pro rugby in the landscape of USA? Do you think there's going to be a coming together of two groups, or they'll stay independent? What is the future for USA Rugby and pro rugby?
Well, I think you know, this is pro rugby's entity. It's our job as the governing body to help support it and help it have success, help it have as much success as it can. You know, and I think right now that's where the definition comes in the future is how do the two organizations continue to coexist and support one another. And there's things that we can both do better, I think. But you know, I just sat with Doug Schoninger for the last 40 minutes, and we had a great conversation. This is something that he's not going to shy away from, and he's more interested and passionate about it now than he was 5 months ago. So that's exciting for all of us.
Again, just like the first half, Ohio there, as they move the ball, the little offload doesn't go to hand as it spills. And Denver are doing a great job in defense, so putting pressure on those Ohio ball carriers. Another question from Jenny, glass half full 23s, who take a look at the replay.
Yeah, well, Doc, just taking there through the gap, half gap, ball not going to hand. Back to you, Dan.
Interested to know what's missing from rugby in the US, and what do you plan to instigate first? What's the first rubber stamp that's going to hit paper for Dan Payne?
Well, there's so many things that, you know, my biggest priority, I think the one thing that I won't shy away from is we need to continue to building our efforts and support around the 7 to 12-year-olds, getting the ball in their hands younger for boys and girls. That's one of the things that they've started out at the national offices in the last year or two with an even stronger effect and a lot of success, and we're going to just keep pushing, trying to watch this game at the same time. It's too good. I can't apologize.
That's all right. And you talk about the youth, and now what a great exhibition this is for young players. There's a lot of kids here today watching this game as Denver unable to clear anything reasonable off that kick, and now Ohio through Beach will take this up to the 40. They're going to look to attack, and there's a penalty. I won't keep you any longer, Dan. He's jumping around on this ladder here. I'm scared he's going to bring the whole contraption down. You get back to enjoying the game?
Yeah, I will. I will tell you that one of the biggest things that we need to continue to push, November 4th and 5th, rugby weekend in Chicago.
That's it. USA taking on the New Zealand Māori team, and then the All Blacks Island at Soldier Field. We go back to Soldier Field for the third time in 3 years. That's proving to be quite an event. So get your tickets, get up to Chicago, pack a warm coat. You can go up there and have a chat to Dan Payne.
All right, thanks, guys.
Cheers.
Great game.
Sir.
Well, as you saw the kick there, finding touch. Ohio knowing that they need to get to stretch that lead. They need to get Denver first and foremost out of the 7-point bracket. Denver would, if Ohio would win this game, but Denver loses with 7 or less, that means they get a bonus point, which means the win will mean nothing. They will still end up top of the log and officially lift the cup. So they want to stretch that lead to more than 7. Can they do this?
Well, they've got that ball going. You talked about it. It's got a penalty try. They're coming to the post. And Omens Ohio has gone absolutely bonkers as Derek Summers has awarded the penalty try. And that's going to help. 2 tries down now for Ohio.
Absolutely. The crowd erupts as the referee blows his whistle and awarded that penalty try. As negative play from the Denver side prohibits the try, and the referee has no other choice than to stick up his hand, blow the whistle real loud, and run towards the middle of the field underneath the goal and award the penalty try. So let's look at this. The rolling maul. And being brought down illegally as they were going for the feet after players, which you cannot do. And then stealing the ball on the ground there, playing the ball on the ground. Flags go up, 7 points, exactly what the doctor ordered for the Aviators.
It certainly is. Takes it out to a 10-point ball game. 29 minutes left to play here in the second half. As you see some substitutions starting to be made. Not surprising, the conditions here, very warm. It'll be very testing, especially for the guys up front. As Luke White, he punches his ticket, the big Australian. He's done for the day, replaced by USA Eagle Nick Wallace in the 16 jersey for Denver.
Well, I do want to throw something out there for the Ohio supporters that's not here today and may have missed a game or two. Statistics will show you that Ohio has the ability to rake up on an average of 24 points in the second half. And the Denver Stampede stop that.
Well, they're at 6s and 7s here as they make a mess of that kickoff. They recover, but they're in their own goal. Howden under pressure, he's taken down, and we're going to come out for the 5-metre scrum. And then finally Denver get to use that strong breeze to their advantage, and they'll have this scrum 5 out after putting points on the board and all that momentum from the penalty try. That's not the result they were looking for.
No, absolutely not. I think Howden was there, you know, the pressure was on, so what do? Go for the 50-50 kick or keep the ball in hand and at least save it. So nevertheless, at the end of the day, we're going to have a scrum down 5 meters from Ohio's try line, and very, very stable position now. A guy like Pieter van den Berg is licking his lips because he knows this is his field. This is where he likes to be.
Crouch.
As captain and player, this is what you want.
Bind.
Van den Berg, also one of those leading try scorers. I believe he's punched 5 in this year thus far. The scrum of Ohio, though, has been
Everyone relax.
up to the challenge today. They've been very, very strong in the scrum. So he's going to be under pressure, Van den Berg, if he does decide to go here.
Yeah, well, Ohio needs to sit down and have a fantastic. They need to compete. They need a good, strong scrum. If anything,
Crouch.
Denver gets the
Bind.
the momentum in the scrum. You can bet some money on it that Van den Berg may pick it up and put it down himself for 5.
Sorry, we're not going to reset this the 3rd time, I can tell you that. Okay?
You got Derek Summers telling them we're not going to reset for the 3rd time.
I know.
There will be a penalty coming after this if they cannot figure it out. To Mateo.
Crouch.
He'll get us restarted.
Bind. Set. Hold.
Good scrum. Mateo at the back. Finds Tahu. Tahu across field. Goes to the 50-50 ball. Spills up. Jumped on by Ohio, though. They do well to recover. Can they clear this ball? Counter ruck comes in from Denver. They may have turned this right back over.
Go.
They have. Timoteo. Diarchibald goes short.
Advantage
that
is
far
over
side
now.
still with Denver.
7!
Slow ball coming out for Denver. Timoteo looking for the penalty, and he'll receive it.
What beat you?
So we spoke about that. The fence held up. Mistake creeps in. Penalty against the Aviators.
Ruck beat you.
Interesting
Hands after.
call here. That's the try line in the back. That's how close Denver got to adding an extra 5 points. Well, there's going to be a tall ask now. Do you take the 3 points? Do you go for the scrum? Do you arm them down? And The intentions is very, very clear as they bring a substitute on and signaling the scrum. They favor themselves. 5 meters to go. Going for goal.
Big game from Pete Dale there. Puts in 55, replaced by Zach Pauger, former NFL fullback. He's with the Houston Texans. Played his football in Colorado State.
Yeah, here we go.
Outstanding young prospect.
Crouch!
Ohio, apart from
Vine.
that, tried to London early in the first half. Have not been broken since. See if they can maintain that record here as Denver love to get over the white line. Scrum to Mateo. McGee, flat ball, beautiful ball. Croy slices right through. That's a little too easy as Dustin Croy gets a try and Denver come fighting back.
Yeah, no, running on the angle there, kind of like a step, run the angle really well. Cut in, 5 points. Made the defense look blind there as he went over. Excellent work try to the blind side. Let's have a look at this. As they go to the blind side, good flat pass, great handling, and then boom, the angle, just beautiful. Boom, over you go, 5 points, thank you, sir.
Yeah, that's something that, you know, young Spike Davis is going to learn as he gets better and evolves with the game. Yeah, playing on the wing as the last man, you can't get caught on an unders line. You've got to stay on your man and jam in on there. And he'll learn those lessons as he gets better and better. But that one hurts as Croy sneaks one past. And now McGee with a big kick here, down by 5.
This is an important kick. Now remember, that's an extremely strong crosswind, so he's going to want to aim to the upright closest to you, but maybe a meter or two to the left a bit, and then let the wind do the rest.
He did exactly what you said, Fricky, and the wind just stopped. Nothing pushed it back.
The Ohio guards were listening to me, and so was he, and then they pulled back.
Yeah, no Buckeyes football on at the moment, so the Ohio gods are a little bored, so they come over here and help out. Good for them.
Good for them. 18-13, Ohio over Denver so far. 23 minutes to go as we are about to reach the final quarter of this game. Still a lot of rugby to be played, and you'll see Captain Sean Davis getting replaced by Robbie Shaw. One great find, substituting another great find. So we're in for a very special last 23 minutes.
Here we go, Kutsia. He goes forward, just outside the 22. And that one hurts too. It's going to be a scrum.
Now, yeah, Ohio definitely stealing the possession there. If anything, if they want to have a glimpse of this, they need to put their authority down. They need points from this position. Just gave up 5. If they can get 5 back, definitely swing the momentum over to them then.
That would be big. We're going to cross down to Matt McCarthy now, who's with Pro Rugby CEO Doug Schoeninger.
Yeah, guys, I'm with Doug Schoeninger, the man who I thought was Sasquatch earlier in the year because he didn't exist, but he does indeed exist, and this final exists here in Obetz. Doug, you pulled it off. What are you most proud of?
I guess a lot of things. Singularly, probably, if you ask me what the most proud of anything, is the players and how the players really stepped up this year, kind of came into an unknown environment, gave it their all, and he's had a really great time, has grown the game, and is looking forward to next year.
What surprised you the most this season?
A lot of things surprised me, but probably the thing that sticks out the most is something that we concentrated the least on, which is kind of worldwide acceptance. I think unilaterally, the world sees us now as a almost equal rugby nation, which is great. You know, it's great for our national team, it's great for us, it's great for the games of sevens, it's great for everything. And I think we've crossed that hump in that legitimacy. And I think the era of the sleeping giant has been stirring.
Future franchises.
We're hoping, it's not completely up to us, obviously. We're hoping that our northern bordering country join us next year. I'm optimistic that will happen. Hoping for a couple more eastern coast, or at least east of Denver teams join us next year.
A couple of rivalries in the works?
Well, rivalries are created over time, clearly. We don't want to force that, but yeah, for sure, we like teams matched up that are relatively close by, so you create that natural rivalry.
And you have to be happy with Obetz, which I liken to the Green Bay of the NFL. It's been great small town, but everybody's embraced it, that you've got a crowded house here today.
Yeah, you know, I think a lot of people kind of giggled when we announced that this is what it was, but it's turned out exactly the way we planned, which is to turn a non-rugby field into a rugby field, a non-rugby environment into a rugby environment, and hopefully it will be the model for a lot of other venues like this in the near future.
Thank you, Doug. You made a field of dreams here in Obetz, and we hope that you continue this. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Matt, and thank you, Doug, as well. Good stuff there. We'll have the scrum right on halfway. It's a Denver feed. An interesting tactic of the penalty, that crossfield kick off the penalty. It sort of fluttered around, but it worked out okay for Denver in the end.
It sure did. Find themselves right in the middle of the field. Real estate on both sides. Huge blind side that's presenting itself, so lots of options coming.
Good scrum to Matteo. Shifts it across, finds McGee. Flat pass to London. The Rhinoceros crashes in. Oh, big contact. Crunching tackle from Calm.
Got under him and he pulled out. It's fine.
Now they come right. McGee. That one goes over his shoulder. Goes back to recover. Sia. Matteo will come back to his left now. Vising. Offload. Fenolio. Lays it back. Great pickup from McGee. Out the back. Finds Tahu. Tamana Tahu looks for some footwork. The offload comes out now with McGee. Throws a dummy. Ducks under the attention of one. Can't get away from Hadding though. Great tackle. And there a little bit of gamesmanship from the veteran Timoteo as he milks that one perfectly for a penalty for Denver.
Yeah, no, not just a penalty. The referees see that's malicious. There's been talk about this, spoiling the balls. And the big man, Jamie McIntosh, is going to take 10 minutes in the bin. He'll get a rest. Problem being is Ohio for the next 10 minutes will be short a man, and what a man it is to be short off.
It's going to play a big role to scrums. They're going to have to bring a front rower on scrum time. But now you question the gas tank. They've already played down with 14 for 10 minutes. Now they're going to have to do another 10. So a total of 20 minutes defending with only 14 players in these conditions. It's going to be tough.
Yeah, Dan, and then take into account that the wind's against them, so you're putting in a double effort. Big loss here, only 5 points in it, so it's not just trying to stop the scoreline from growing, but you don't want it to run away from you with a man short.
Absolutely. And Maul is set here from Denver. Just short of the 22s. Timoteo finds McGee. Tahu again. The Archibald, big hole. Oh, big tackle. Spike Davis. Well, welcome to Obetz. Maximo the Archibald gets the penalty as well. That's pumped the crowd up. The big man coming in there.
Yeah, no, he read that well, and what a thumping tackle to say the least. You'll feel that today, tomorrow, and next week to come. But nevertheless, unfortunately for Ohio, they come away, they conceded the penalty. Look at that, boom. Full speed, doesn't go anywhere except backwards. What a tackle. Did not release, did not roll away. Tried to do maybe a bit too much there is Spike Davies. Like you say, rightfully so. He'll learn through that as we move forward.
Well, that's what he should have done to Dustin Croy 5 minutes ago. It would have worked perfectly. You know, they talk about American football players, which was Davis, the pads, the helmets, and all that stuff. He actually enjoys having it. He said, they just got in my way. Now I don't have them. I can move freely and I can pull off those big hits.
You know, that's exactly the mentality. You know, both these wings came from Texas, and the other day when I had a good conversation with them, forgetting that they were, and I was just kind of joking around, asking them what did their parents feed them here in Ohio, and they're like, no, we're from Texas. It's always bigger and bigger and bigger and better in Texas, mate. So
big steaks,
big everything.
Two big pieces of meat, both those wingers, Elkins and Davis.
I mean, it's a sheer power there, power and speed combined. No substitute for any of that.
They're going to need that power right here. As Denver look to maul this ball down with Fenolio. To Matteo. Pulls some of the troops out. Goes to his right. Slow ball again for Denver. Pauga goes forward, rolls forward again.
Wasn't held in the tackle, so that's okay.
Good presentation. Tahu back on the inside. Tahu with the offload to Fenolio under the post. He scored right under the post. Beautiful stuff. Tamana Tahu linking with Zach Fenolio.
And there's a little bit of something going on now right there. A lot of the ball stuff going off on. Nothing too serious once again. Robbie Shaw explaining, congratulating there. That you on your screen there. You see the butcher stretching out his arm.
That would be a tough loss, losing McIntosh and then Fawcett. That two of their front row, both stellar players.
Yeah, it looks like he's in a bit of pain there. And you see a little bit of tension there for one of the Denver players. I can't really see a number there. Christian Wissing. He seems to be okay. But anyway, in the screen you see the beautiful, fantastic work try, and even better, it's underneath the goal. Look at this offload. That's just superb. And that's why the hooker is the #1 hooker in the United States at the moment, because he finds himself in spots and spaces just like that. Over she goes, 5 points. Now, better yet, that goal's good, so that extra 2 points got added. And for the first time in this match, Denver finds themselves up by 2 points.
And Wissing does succumb. Looks like a head knock, so he's going to go into the concussion protocol. They have 10 minutes to count the jelly beans and make sure they're all still there.
He's still on the field, though.
In that meantime, Jake Turnbull, the young Australian prop out of the Eastern Suburbs club in Sydney, he'll get his first taste of the final game here.
So we are good. Are we good?
Yeah, just like that. Denver, 2 quick tries, up 20 points to 18 now. Just under 15 to play here.
You know what, Dan, and for the first time, Ohio finds himself in unfound territory, deep into the second half, being behind on their own field. So they're going to have to dig deep, turn the score around. I do believe they have what it takes to do exactly that.
Auger brings that one back up outside the 22. McGee, can he find dirt? He does. Great bounce from McGee too. Fawcett's recovered. That's good news for the Aviators as he hoofs this ball back into the middle. Hansen comes across field. Long pass. Davis in trouble. Tosses that back in field. Danger here. Khamazes. Uncle Khamazes. He spun around, finally dragged down just short of the line. Denver on the attack as they pick down the blind side. They're spinning. They're over. Summers close. No. They're just short of the line. Now they go around. Now it's a try. Denver, they're turning on the horsepower here.
Look at that. What a team try. We called it in the beginning that McGee was going to be instrumental and is using the wind to his advantage. That long raking kick down the field. Ohio couldn't quite field it. One pass to the other. A bit of a suicide pass at the end there to Spike Davies. Look at this. A floater. Try to play it back. Should have held on to that. Should have took it out. Did not. Khamazes. Look how strong that lad is on his feet. Goes down on his own will. You won't tell him how it is. And then the pure force just close of the line. And then the quick recycle ball. And just look at this. The tap and go. Over she goes. 5 points. Denver ahead by 7 with the kick to come.
Yeah, big moments there. You come back to that counter-attack from Ohio. Like you said, Tricky, spot on. I think at that point, Davis under pressure from the pass from Hansen. Just needs to take that tackle. Now finds. This kick stays to the left as well. Score will remain 25 points to 18. Only 7-point ball game here. 12 and a half left to play.
Yeah, there you see Khamazes one instrumental in that try. Now, if you look at the scoreboard, there's 7 points in it for Denver, but at the end of the day, it's also your try scorer. But so look at this. Davies should have held on to this. Maybe a bit of a 50-50 pass back, but definitely creating an opportunity there for Denver. Now, Ohio is 7 behind, but more so is they need to get an extra 7 to break away. So technically, they're two tries away.
Collins safe under that restart. Crowd starting to light up here, trying to get their home team over the finish line. McGee, this will find grass again, over the head of Hansen. It's been a tough introduction for Hansen here today as he comes in at fullback. This kick could go down the throat of D'Archville. It does. He returns, and he's hit in a nasty collision. And assistant referee Rakono, and that is again Hansen. That's 3 mistakes in a row for the fullback in a very, very tough second half for him. And this one's going to come up into the 40. The chance for another 3 here for Denver.
Yeah, no, I think you're going to start seeing some cards here. You know, possibly, you know, definitely a penalty going into the dangerous category. So he's definitely going to get talked to. We'll see if the referee reaches into his pocket there. And he sure does. It's not to give him a gift card to the restaurant down the road. That's to go sit down in the cooler and enjoy some cold water or something.
I'll take one to the restaurant. I'll take a gift card.
I'll take 2.
And now 2 players down. There's McIntosh. He's starting to warm up to get back in, but Hansen, 10 minutes. He'll come back with a minute and a half left to play. They're down to 13. No thought of 3 points here for McGee. They're going to tighten these screws. Put this one into the corner. Great kick from McGee. Just meters short of the line. Big line out coming up here.
No, that's precision kicking. And Denver definitely want to show the rest of the world why they are top of the log and why they should stay there and why they should be the champions of this historical matchup.
McIntosh rejoins the fray, so they are to 14 now. That will help, especially probably facing them all here to have McIntosh back. Fenolio. Throw is good, taken by Pauga. Ball is set. Denver will look to work this in. Homicides! Young 19-year-old. He scoots down the blind side. Timoteo back to his right. Finds Collins. He's met meters short. Still Timoteo. Flat pass. Denver very close. All their forwards outstanding here in the second half if they've turned this game around. Slow ball for Timoteo. Goes across. Finds Bellman. Bellman still going. Opens up down the blind side. McGee. Flat pass. Intercepted. Davis with the intercept. It's a foot race. They're not going to catch Davis. They're not going to catch him. London's coming. Can he pull him in? Chad London. Oh, Chad London may have just saved the game for Denver. What a chase. I've called Davis home for your T-money. The thoroughbred for Chad London. The rhinoceros came at him. What a play there for Denver.
Davies turned on the afterburners, but London came from the side with a sidewinder, took him out. And there's going to be a line out. Look at this interception, well read. Flat ball. He goes, he pins down his ears. That's a 100-meter dash. Can he make it? He's still going, a spike. And across the fence coming over as London wraps around him and takes him out of play. Great defense. Try-saving tackle at the very least.
Well, Denver hold on here today. I don't think Chad London will be buying much. As they overthrow that one. Fawcett offloads. Still, that's with Dargan.
There's some energy. There's some afterburner. There's some gas here in the Ohio's team that seems like they want to muscle their way over.
Looks to dribble that one through to Noah Vale. Croy over the sideline.
Well, if anything, they need points on the board, and they need it now. They have possession in the line out. They need to cross the touchline here in the next couple of minutes to level the score at the least, and then it's going to be a foot race.
Numbers.
You see the replay. Sebastian Kahn trying to lace that ball in between defenders there. Back to the line out. Goes over the top. Beach does well. The big man to secure possession. May have lost it though. He has. Pauga has it now for Denver. And the big man goes up to 22. Offload. Tahu's in some space. Kahn comes at him from behind. Just as equally important tackle as this ball looks to be turned over. It spills out the back now. Dargan finds Bailey. Bailey to Davis. He puts it on the foot. Vandenberg fields it. Uses the footwork there. Big Vandenberg holds his feet until support comes. Jardsville steps in. He'll look to find McGee. McGee will find real estate.
McGee knows there's no fullback there because he's sitting on the sideline. Find the space. Elkins, can he run it all the way through? He's going to need every little bit of muscle and skill to get through that defense.
London. Well, he's had a busy few minutes, Chad London. He makes the tackle out there on Elkins too. Walden floats one across, tipped on. Nothing now. He's tackled. Turnbull comes in for the steal. Ohio do well. They secure possession. There's an overlap. They come down. Fawcett. Davis steps back inside. Big tackle. Shaw can't handle the knock on. And now the advantage coming the way of Denver through Bellman. Sloppy ball at the back. McGee. High ball, Diarchful on the chase. Diarchful slips through the hands. Advantage coming the way here of Ohio for the little lock on. Oh, this is a frantic pace, Fricky.
What an exciting passage of play, back and forth. Could have gone either way a couple of times. That comes to an end in the form of a scrum for Ohio on their own 22. What needs to happen in the next 6.5 minutes as the clock runs down? Ohio will have to cross that line of Denver twice.
There's still plenty of time though. What an attacking team the Aviators are. They've got the weapons to do it. They need the ball. Cannot give up any more points here to Denver. Both these sides physically exhausted. All players have left everything on the field here this afternoon.
Crouch!
Big moments bring big players. Who's it going to be? Who's ready to step up?
Set!
Shaw will have this put in. Scrum. Ball steady. Cutting. Line Shaw. Howden looks to the footwork. Breaks the tackle, Howden. Offload. Hutting. He's ankle tapped by Croy. Brings him down on the halfway line. He lays it back. Flat pass. Howden finds Ferrarini. The Ferrari starting to get his engine revved up here. Dargan throws a dummy. Bailey.
That is dangerous. We are definitely going to see a card. If not a red, it's going to be a yellow. Oh, offside, it's the only call.
Waldick goes quick. Howden now up to the 22. Looking for the offload. Counter ruck comes in from Denver. And there's the penalty. In front of the post though. They can't really take the three here. Ricky, they're going to have to put this one into the corner. The reason they're losing that ball too, they've got two players down, Demekus Beach and Ferrarini, both injured right now.
Yeah, you see the bench is coming up right now. The Ferrari is laying down with a neo ankle injury. Look here, Trevor Howden, the ball, that was a bit of a high ball and, 50-50 tackle maybe. Maybe they're getting a little lucky not to get penalized for that, but nevertheless, Ohio finds themselves on the try line. Can that rolling maul do them justice one more time?
Hutting with the take. Ball is set. There's the 5-metre line they're on now. Try line just in front of them as they peel this around to the right. Strong.
It's working.
Real strong.
Over.
They're over. Crowd like it. Summers likes it. It's a try. Strap yourself in, folks. We've got a finish coming up here at Overton, Ohio.
We have a ball game. But that try, with the conversion to come, the crowd erupts. The Aviator planes are flying around the stadium. Beautiful work try. 23-22 with the kick to come, and the Butcher sliced one off once again here in the final. Look at this. Well worked. A team effort by the forwards. Muscled their way over. You won't stop that. Like a well-oiled machine, they go over. And they just power themselves over. 5 points. Now Robbie Shaw. I know Mom is watching back home.
Big kick here on the shoulders of Robbie Shaw.
Can it curve in? And it's a beauty! It's an absolute beauty! Mrs. Shaw, that is your son.
And we are all tied up, folks. This cannot end in a draw, though. We will play until we have a winner. 3 minutes left on the clock.
3 minutes to go. Can the Aviators pull this off? Can they cross that line one more time? The bonus point will do it. Which means if they go over for the try, that will be 4 tries with the win and the bonus point. We'll put them in pole position. They need a try. Hutting
does well under the kickoff, just outside his own 22. They're not going to kick this. Howden across the left, finds Waldick. They're going to run this out. Offload, Bailey, up towards halfway. He's dragged down just on Denver's side of halfway. Shaw now, across to his right. Suniula, defense up quick there. Goes back now, Waldick throws a dummy. They lose some ground there, the Aviators back on their own 40. Shaw. Penalty, that will help.
Penalty is not going to help them, but a quick tap.
Shaw kicks.
Precision.
But he's given away possession here, Fricky.
He's given away possession now. You got to argue you should have maybe waited, kick it out, save possession. Almost overcooked it. 2 minutes to go. Ohio have to cross the line to win the game. The bonus point will seal victory for them. We're on the 22 for Denver. Denver's possession. They need to grab this ball. Pietri van den Berg barking orders there from the back. He knows how important this position is. Hatting looking at his opposite number.
Hauger with the take is strong. Both sides back to a full contingent of 15 now. Denver, they'll maul this forward.
Screen, no, no.
Timoteo, the last thing Ohio want to do is give away a penalty. McGee. He'll use the wind, he kicks deep.
Harale is on the field. Now he is a sevens player of note.
We'll bring this back up towards halfway. Ball is spilt forward. Rajale. And now Denver have this just short of halfway. Timoteo finds Turnbull. The big man winding up.
Turnover is good.
Turnover comes away for Ohio. Denver commits to try to get that ball back. Straight down, it's going to be a scrum here for Ohio.
42 seconds to go for Ohio. This could very well be the last set piece. Now remember, as Dan mentioned earlier, we cannot end in a draw. We will go into overtime. If Ohio cross the goal line in this last few seconds, it will be game, set, and match at the end of the season. Likewise, the same goes for Denver. Should they steal this ball, put any points on the board, it will be the end. And as you see, that rugby clock is going to be stopped at 16 seconds. There's been some stoppage in play, so we'll have a little bit of that. Not much, though. As we get into the dying seconds of the last second half, nail-biting stuff at the very least.
Oh, it certainly is. Everything you would want out of a game of this magnitude. As Nick Wallace. There's the OHIO call. You picked it, Fricky.
All right, let's go. Are we ready?
They need every little bit of energy. Can they pull it off? That's the 10-meter line from Denver, so they're inside the Denver's half. There's space, it's a set play. Can the scrum hold up? Both sides have 15 players on the field.
Set!
Scrum is good. Shaw gets it in. Penalty to Ohio, this will help.
Now, is there enough time for the line out is the question. There is time for, Taylor has asked the question, is there time?
I have time, yeah.
He's got time left on the clock. We will see a line out. That's an excellent kick. It's going to bring him very close to the 22 for Denver with the last set piece of the second half, I would imagine, Dan.
Absolutely. If we end in a draw, we'll go to sudden death. Denver just looking to hold on here. Ohio right in front of the stands over there. The crowd on their feet, cheering on their aviators. Throw is good.
Hatting collects it. They're going to start that maul from way out there. That's gutsy.
Through the middle.
Brakes are on. Ball comes down. Still with Ohio as they peel it around to the left now.
It's mauling, it's gutsy, it's 5 meters out. Can they get over?
Yeah, advantage, collapsing.
They've got advantage. Not going to be a penalty try, too far out. Shaw goes down the blind side. Ohio still with the ball and advantage in their way. Shaw now finds McIntosh. The big man busting through tackles.
3 meters out.
Come to the right. Howden steps. Can't get loose though.
Advantage is over.
Advantage over now. Suniula, trouble. The goose step. He's short just 5 meters here. Slow ball for Shaw. Finds McIntosh. He's chopped down by Tahu. Ohio move it to the left. Beach.
Hold on, Beach. Can he hold on? The ball needs to come back to the back line. Quick ball.
It is quick ball. Waldick steps. Waldick still going. They want to score near the post too. Howden. Dummies. Just need to set things up here, the Aviators. They come down the blind side now. Quick hands.
It's over! It's game, set and match! Ohio Aviators has claimed it! That will be the 4th try and the bonus point! That will dock them to the lob. They will bring them all the way in points difference. The Ohio Aviators has clinched the game in the last dying seconds of the match. And it's all over, and that man on your screen, that Drickus Hutting and the Hutting family in South Africa, you're allowed to open one. For a Clip Griffin Cope, congratulations to you and your family and the Ohio Aviators fan out there. What a try. And I'm telling you, the festivities will go on way into the night, as it feels like it's 1999 all over again here at Obetz, Ohio.
Well, some of these players weren't even out of primary school in '99, but they will celebrate tonight. And that is going to be your man of the match too today, the MVP of this game, Richard Hutting. Absolutely immense performance from the 8. And Ohio, they have plucked victory from the jaws of defeat here. They'll get the bonus point with 4 tries. It's all clinical now for Robbie Shaw.
Mom Sue at home, this crowd will tell you. Come on, Robbie. Looks good. Looks good. It's over.
And Derek Summers, he blows the whistle that ends the first ever season of pro rugby. Your champions are crowned. It will be the Ohio Aviators in what has been the game of the year for pro rugby as well. What an outstanding performance from both these sides.
You couldn't ask for more in the final. Both teams lay it out. It was a seesaw battle. And here we find ourselves with one of the best matches of the season in the final.
Well, hang on a second. We've just been told by the officials that with the bonus point structure, Denver's going to hold on. They'll take a bonus point out of it. Bumps them 1 up. They've got 4 tries. They're within 7. 2 bonus points. They're going to win by 1 point. We talked about this in the pregame. The mathematics of this was mind-boggling at times. But Denver will hold on, and they will win by 1 point on the point standings. Ohio, you talked about it, heartbreak as they win the game but lose the championship. I got a little bit too carried away there in crowning. We're going to go down to the field now to Matt McCarthy with Ohio coach Paul Barford.
Paul, I'm absolutely gutted for you and the boys. You guys put everything into it. You actually won on the scoreboard, but the point totals give Denver the championship.
Correct. Yeah, we tried to eke it out at the end there, and all credit to Denver. It was, a fitting end to the pro season, I think. 2 great teams playing, and we congratulate Sean and the boys of Denver.
Well, for the challenges that you overcame this season, we just want to congratulate you and thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Back to you guys again. A shocking result here. Who anticipated it? But that is the beauty of rugby. Go ahead, Dan. Freaky.
Well, the theatre of rugby continues. Even up here, Fricky, you and I thought Ohio had done it. The crowd thought they'd done it. But we forgot our calculators and we added the sums up wrong. Denver, I actually saw them starting to celebrate. And I'm like, well, hang on a second. And then we had one of the officials come over and let us know that was the case. And what an interesting finish to what a very, very interesting year.
Yeah, let's give credit to the Stampede. Congratulations, Denver. Yes, they did manage their 4 tries. They will get a bonus point for that. And as the structure in rugby stands, you get an extra bonus points for losing with 7 or less. With that kick to come, they can only get to 7 as the Ohio Aviators, which means Denver takes 2 bonus points out of this. The scorecard will show you Ohio won. The tally behind the scenes, the mathematical equation will tell you that Denver has won. You know, what a day of rugby. And like you said, Dan, we couldn't ask for more.
No, right up to the very end. Yeah, we're both drenched in sweat up here. An exciting game, seesaw battle. The second half opened up the floodgates from both teams as the first half was all defensive. 8-5 at the break. And we finish up there with the final score of 35-28. The Aviators win the game, they win the battle but lose the war, so to speak. As we look into the huddle there of Denver, there's Sean O'Leary. We're going to take a little break, and when we come back, we're going to cross down onto the field with Matt McCarthy and the man of the match from Denver, Will McGee.
Raymond, look at mommy.
Maybe the light hurts his eyes.
Maybe she's just not hungry. Maybe he can't hear us. Maybe we're not stimulating him enough. Maybe it's a phase.
Avoiding eye contact is one early sign of autism. Learn the others today. The sooner it's diagnosed, the better.
Here's your check.
Oh, you got it. You know, since I got rid of my car, I really enjoy walking.
Okay. Got it. No.
Getting pulled over for buzz driving could cost you around $10,000 in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates.
Oh, you're home early. You live with your mom?
That'll set your game back a few years. Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
Welcome back. Pro Rugby is in the books for year one. We're going to cross down to the field to Matt McCarthy and man of the match, fly half for Denver, Will McGee.
Earlier in the season, right?
Yeah, a little bit different, but hey, it's a great game. Tough conditions, but the boys had a fantastic 80 minutes today. We got those 2 points, and that's all that matters at the end of the season, to be honest.
Did you guys have any clue about the mathematics that were going on here?
We'd spoken about it in the week. Obviously, Pro Rugby helped us out on Facebook. We're listing every single possibility, and we hoped it wouldn't come down to that. With 10 minutes to go, it shouldn't have. We let them right back in the game. Possibly my fault throwing it straight to Aaron's hands. But yeah, we knew what we needed to do. We knew we needed to get to those 2 points. So the boys knew in the back of their minds that in those last plays, like even if it went to overtime and they scored, we knew we'd won the league. Obviously, there was a bit of confusion at the end, but hey, the league's won over 12 seasons, not 80 minutes. So.
Well, congratulations. We know that Obets and Columbus are going to rock with some Stampede boys tonight, right?
Yeah, hopefully. We might have a few cold ones.
All right, cheers. Well deserved. And before we go away, thank you, Will. I want to talk pulling your coach. Coach, unbelievable result. You know, we were all scrambling in the booth trying to do the math, figure out what's going on, and you guys, you're the champions.
Yeah, it's as Will just said, it's over the course of the season. We knew there weren't playoffs, so you know, deservedly, we have the best record. We knew the Ohio Aviators were going to give us a hell of a game. Man, what an advertisement for pro rugby in the first year. This is what everyone would want. Cracking game down to the end. Amazing stuff.
Great stuff. You guys came into the fortress, as it's known, and Ohio did maintain their perfect record here, but you did what you had to do.
Yep, and that's all that matters when it comes down to it. I said to you at halftime that we hadn't taken that into consideration, but we got that word on just towards the end so that the players didn't panic and think they had to chase something. That's when mistakes happen.
Sure. And before I let you go, we're just all concerned is Mr. Mike Garrity go? Okay.
We'll get him checked now. We've a good team of doctors here from Ohio State University, and I know many of them, and so we'll get him checked now completely, and we'll let him rest and heal, and we'll know more later on.
Well, you know he's going to feel a heck of a lot better with that injury right now than he would have with a different result.
Absolutely, 100%. So thank you all to everyone at home in Denver and everyone that was cheering up for us all over the world. It's been an amazing ride, and we'll see you all next year and supporting the Denver Stampede.
Great, and thank you for that sunblock earlier, because I am on your Irish tanning team.
Awesome, man. Thanks so much.
Cheers,
for
man.
Cheers.
Sláinte. Thank you. And that was winning coach Sean O'Leary. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Matt. Thank you, Will McGee and Sean O'Leary. Congratulations to Denver. We're going to take another little break here. When we come back, we're going to do the trophy presentation, and it will be CEO Doug Schuinger down there on the field. You see him chatting now to Tamana Tahu and Pedre Vandenberg, two of the big marquee players here for Denver.
Yeah, no, let's just reflect on this game. Fantastic final, a lot of excitement. Came down to the books. I think it was best set year earlier. Denver coming to the fortress. Ohio defending that title. And then also what was said really well. A game is not won in one game. This is won over a season. So rightfully so. Denver ends up on top of the log and they will be the first historical pro rugby champions moving forward. And this is an honor that will never be taken away from them. So, you know, maximum respect to Pietri van den Berg and his team, doing all the travel, coming here today and pulling it off. So well done, lads, and congratulations.
Yeah, it certainly has been a stellar inaugural season for pro rugby. Both these sides, two of the outstanding sides of the competition, can hold their heads high. What a game they left us with here today. After 80 minutes, Ohio, they get the try, and we'll try to get you some of the highlights from that second half. They came thick and fast while we wait here for the teams to come over. A lot of the Ohio fans have stayed around to thank their players for an outstanding season, and rightfully so.
Yeah, no, you know, nevertheless, a lot of these fans will take this win as a win, and like I said, the festivities will still be going on till long in the night. There's arguably quite a lot of fans out there that hasn't done the math yet. Maybe a bit of a rude awakening tomorrow morning when they read the paper. But as for now, their team has won. The orange juices will be poured, and the music will be blaring until well after midnight tonight.
We're going to go down on the field again with Matt McCarthy, with one of the stars of the game, the captain of the Stampede, Pedro van den Berg.
That's right, guys. I am here with the legend himself. What was that like? Take us into the pack.
No, it was really tough. We knew Ohio was going to be really tough today, and it came down to the wire that we all expected. I think some of the supporters thought they're going to run away with the game, but we knew what we had to come and do, and unfortunately we lost, but it's lucky that you take the cup home at the end.
If you're going to lose, it's always great to win a championship when you lose.
No, for sure it is, but we'll take it, but that's not like you want it, but we'll take it.
And will there be a beer or two shared this evening?
Yeah, for sure, that's a cup. We can fill it full of champagne for the boys. I think the boys worked hard over the season. From 4 months ago when we started, we knew it's going to be tough and come down to this, and I take my hats off, and we're all going to enjoy a beer together here.
You are part of history. I mean, you have your mark forever.
Yeah, for sure. This is a nice part to be part of this. I think in 100 years' time, everybody will know where the pro rugby in America started, and it was today. So,
well, guys like you make it, and you're a big part of that.
Oh, thank you. I just wanted to come over and give my experience to the players, and don't want to think I'm big-headed or anything like that. Just only thing come here and to support the boys.
I don't think anybody's thinking that you're big-headed.
No, but it's just like I just want to come over and help the rugby progress in this country, and I was fortunate enough to do it at the end. Yes.
Well, you did a great job, and again, congratulations, my friend.
Thank you so much. I really
Peace.
appreciate it.
All right. That was Mr. Wannenberg, the legend. Back to you.
Pedro van den Berg, one of the true gentlemen of the game around the world. You could not meet a nicer guy.
No, absolutely. Yeah, he's just a pure gem. I've been told, Ohio won the game with that last try, and we're just going to have one more look at Richard Hatting's try as he went over and as the crowd erupted. So here's the replay on that, and we'll take you right through that.
Yeah, it was mixed emotions leading up to it, as people frantically trying to figure out the mathematics, and what a game from Hatting.
Look at in the gap, well timed, and he went over, positioned himself. Look at this, in the gap, beautiful pass. There he goes, over 5 points. And like I said, the Hatting family back home, please pour.
To league owner Doug Schoen.
I want to thank everyone once again for coming out today and also for watching on TV. Incredible game, right? I think capped off an incredible season, and remarkably, it wasn't planned as a final, right? When we did the scheduling with USA Rugby back in probably February, this was the last game we couldn't find what to do with, and then we put it here. So here, and it worked out. So really pleased. Great game to the last minutes. Obviously, the best team won in this case. And then they had a great season. Started off with their first game in the snow, ended up in the heat, and shows the versatility of it all. I think the players have improved. I think the league has improved over the year. I think the fans have improved, and I think the game of rugby in America is just beginning to become and reach its full potential. So I'm excited about that. The most excited I'm about presenting the trophy, our inaugural trophy for our first year. So the winners, Denver.
The nameless.
Great scenes there of jubilation for the Denver Stampede as they take the title in this inaugural year. And like you said, Fricky, it wraps them up as champions, and no one can take that from them. They will be always known as the first ever champions.
First ever champion history is making here. Pieter van den Berg said it there best for, for everybody. This is history in the making. And Denver, as you go home tonight or tomorrow, congratulations from everybody in Ohio. And I'm pretty sure you guys will enjoy the festivities with the rest of the Ohioans here tonight.
And that does wrap things up here from Obert's, Ohio, where today's final score was Ohio 35 over Denver 28. However, Denver win the championship. We hope you enjoyed this championship match and the inaugural season of pro rugby. For Fricky Loopster, Matt McCarthy and the entire crew, I'm Dan Power, saying that's the way the ball bounced today, and goodbye from Memorial Park in Obert's, Ohio.